Hey everyone, it's Paulo. Okay, get ready because today you're gonna get really hungry with this episode because I am gonna be talking with two-time Emmy and two-time Golden Globe winner, the one and only Valerie Bertinelli. You guys, she has a new cookbook out called Indulge, and let me tell you, she's got so many easy, fantastic, delicious recipes. So, I'll see you guys with Valerie.
Spoonful of Paulo, here we go.
You good? Okay. Are you good, Valerie?
I'm good. Are you good?
I'm really good because you're trying the mushrooms from your cookbook.
I'm chowing them down.
I can't even tell you how happy I am to have you here. First of all, congratulations.
Last time we talked,
it was over Zoom 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're here in person. And you ended by saying, Paulo, I hope that one day our paths will meet again in person. Thank you.
I hope we can meet in person one day.
I hope so. I would love that. It would be an honor.
That'd be lovely.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are, two years later.
Has it been 2 years?
2 years.
Oh
2
my
years
God.
and like 2 months. Yeah. Okay, so this book that you have, first of all, congratulations, your third cookbook.
Thank
you
you.
have 81 recipes in here. Like I literally counted them all. and I know that all of this was done in your backyard underneath a canopy.
Mm-hmm.
How does it feel? Like your cookbook is out? Like what was the process, of doing this? Because this is, it's your third one,
It's
but this is
it's my
special.
most special baby.
I can feel it.
because after I wrote Enough Already, which was really challenging because
Yeah.
it was right after Wolfie's father had passed. So I was going through a lot of grief. My dad had passed in 16, my mom in 19, Ed in 20. So there was a lot of built up grief, and I was really in an incredibly unhappy marriage. So I was it was like this tsunami perfect storm of misery. And I wrote through it in Enough Already, trying to be intentional and find my joy. And by the time I was done with that, I knew I had more in me, but I also knew that if I'm going to speak about being intentional and finding joy, I better start walking the walk. So I really tried to after 2022, which is the worst year, I think, of my life, I said, that's it. Only I can change my life. Like it's up to me. I have to really be more aware of what I'm saying to myself in my head so that I tolerate the intolerable, because I shouldn't be tolerating any of that any longer. And how am I going to start treating myself better so that other people treat me better? And more importantly, treating myself better just because, and then everything else will follow. So, and I didn't love cooking anymore. I stopped cooking.
I know you stopped cooking.
Yeah,
But
I stopped being happy, so all the things that brought me joy, I stopped doing. So I thought I have to push myself to start cooking again. And I did, and I started loving the zen, of chopping and baking and measuring and just the process of cooking, just buying the ingredients. And that started to slowly bring me out of my fog, along with therapy and journaling and meditation and living in gratitude, even during the toughest times. And so I wrote this and started coming up with the recipes as I was healing, basically, my year of healing.
What does that feel like to be in that place where you love so much to be cooking? Because I know it took a while for you to get there, but what does that feel like when you can get to that place where you love so much and you're there? What does that feel like inside? It's got to be beautiful.
Oh, it's like a peaceful feeling. Like, oh God, okay, fine, I'm good. I can do it. I can get back there. I can be me, because I know me, and I know that I naturally hum at happy.
Yeah.
And my humming was so faint I could barely hear it. I felt like I was drowning and I'd forgotten to swim, and I just really needed to stop and believe in myself.
Wow.
And with other people, other great friends, and my family, and.
I do. I love because you have so many beautiful essays in this book. Like on page 4 you wrote, this is so good. You said, I began to really look forward to experimenting and playing with flavors. Don't get the idea that I immediately walked back into the kitchen and started tossing a Caesar salad or barbecuing ribs. Life is not that simple. It's not that simple.
No, it's not.
You have to do the work to get to that place.
Yes.
And you literally did the work, therapy, whatever it is to get to that place.
Everything. Yeah, and constantly stay aware, because I spent most of my life with blinders on, trying not to be aware of the negative comments, and even the positive comments. Sometimes they didn't sink in because the negative comments I was trying to, push away. So I think being intentional, I keep saying intentional because it is the word. I'm gonna have to look at a thesaurus and see if there's other words for intentional, because it's really about focusing about yourself And I'm one of those people that is like, oh, you're selfish if you're focusing on yourself, but it's not. It's the most unselfish thing you can do is to be kind to yourself, because then you can be kinder to others.
It's so true.
It is.
I was kind yesterday because I did a lot of baking.
You
but
sure
also,
did.
I sure
Dude,
did.
this is so good.
I also did like last week. Okay, because
Sorry, my mouth is full.
Do it. I got your book sent early to me, so I also made. Oh my god, it's so good. Your spinach. What do you call it? The grilled cheese. I love it. I also made the milk bread.
Oh,
okay?
it's so easy.
It's so easy. That's the first time I made bread. And you kept saying in all these interviews, it's easy. I'm like, I want to see if she's telling me the truth. And you're right. It's easy. I mean, you just have to make it grow. Put that yeast in there and put the
The yeast
milk.
does all the work.
That's all it does, the work. And then I made, this is so simple, but it's such a good snack. The peanut butter banana with the honey, and that honey that you have in there with the turmeric, ginger, and cinnamon. Because you say either go buy it at the store or make it. I made it because it's so good.
For you. And it lasts a long time.
It lasts a long time, yeah.
I'll put it in my tea,
Yes.
peppermint tea
Yes.
or chamomile tea.
Yeah,
It's good stuff.
It's so good.
I drizzle it on bananas.
Yes.
In the morning I'll have sourdough toast with a little bit of butter, a little bit of peanut butter, and a little bit of banana, and just drizzle that honey right on top.
Yeah, my husband's putting on the salad. He was putting on everything. I'm like, it was so good. Okay, and then I had to make dessert. And then first of all, I made your peanut butter, the jelly strawberry cups. Can I just tell you, you're so right about when you say don't use the bitter, don't use the chocolate chips on my sweets. To use a bitter one because it's already
The inside's
sweet.
so sweet.
Yes, so kind of like, it's so good. Like,
Yeah, and the salt adds all that oomph
How
that
do
you
you
need.
do you like dream about these like recipes and you wake
do.
up and write it in your journal? Like you
I
wake up in the
do.
middle of the night, you do?
I do. I have my little notes app on my phone, and I'll like, ooh, this might be good together. Yeah.
God, it's so good. And the last one I love, I think thanks to your daughter-in-law, it's that the strawberry
Pretzel salad.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Why is it called pretzel salad?
I was gonna ask you.
I don't know. And she didn't know either.
She didn't know.
No.
But I made it for Easter Sunday for my family,
Good.
and they loved it.
Yeah.
They really loved it.
I made it for Wolfie and Andrea. When did I make it for them? Because I wanted to surprise them by
Yeah.
telling it was in the book. And they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's like such a traditional old-fashioned recipe.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh my God. I did so much baking.
I'm
Okay.
so impressed with you.
Really? Okay, this means a lot coming from you.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
It's so like
I'm still eating, sorry.
Just eat as much. I think a couple months ago you said this on your Instagram, and I love it so much. You said, I effing love my life right now. Not something I ever thought I'd say 2 years ago. And hey, thank you all for staying on this ride with me, sticking with me through the tears to get to the joy on the other side. I know we talked about this earlier, but it's so good when you said this, because I think that's why people love you so much, is because you're very open about your ups and downs, and you say it on social media, and people connect with you. Yes, you're a celebrity, but I think they see past the celebrity and say, oh, I see myself in her. How does that make you feel?
Oh my God,
when you hear that? Because I feel like that with you.
It's so touching. Because I started off I got to a point where, you got to do your stories on Instagram if you want to, keep content going. And there was plenty of times where I was like, I can't do any content today or this week. But I thought, why don't I just be real and not pretend to be happy when I'm not happy? So I just started talking about, the sadness and how challenging and of course there's trolls that'll be like, oh yeah, rich celebrity. It has nothing to do with that. We're all human beings.
Yes,
we all go through whatever we go through, and sometimes are more challenging than the others. And I started doing that, and the people started, this community that I've been able to build up online, I absolutely love these people. They'll DM me, and I respond back, and we have conversations, because I just want people to know that as I feel, because I want people to feel the way I want to feel, and I want to treat them the way I want to be treated. And so I know that I started to feel like I was being heard and not being judged for being something I wasn't, but actually starting to be accepted for being the most authentic self I can be. And that was freeing. And I want them to know that I see them, I see their comments, and that I hear them and I see them. And I think that give and take with my community that I've been able to build up, or they've been able to build up for me, is not me. I treasure them. And I was in Long Island last night at a book signing, and I was able to meet so many of them, and it means so much to me, because we're all a team. We're all in this life together.
Yes.
And it's just, when you can do it with people at that and you have some sort of connection, because I've been through that too. I get it. It makes life easier.
It does.
Yeah.
When you say community, I think of my community, the LGBTQIA community, and you're such an ally for our community.
Yes.
Thank you for that. And on your Instagram, this was a few months ago, you said in a video, you said, my page is all about love. I beg you to open up your heart and do as Jesus would do and accept everyone with love. That is so good.
Well, because it's mainly the people that are so cruel and mean and that they have love Jesus in their bio. And I'm like, really? Do you?
Yeah.
And I'm not so sure because Jesus would really love everyone.
Yeah.
He did love everyone.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
I know.
You're being a little bold in Jesus' name, I'm thinking.
I know. How do you, because like for us, you know, we got married 9 years ago, my husband and I, and our wedding,
Congratulations.
thank you, our wedding ceremony's on YouTube. But like, you know, every day we get a lot of love every day in that video, but every day we get a lot of hate. You know, I choose not to respond to them, but my husband loves to just tell them off and tell them, how can you be like this? You know, so he's the opposite. How do you do that, not to lose who you are and not let that overtake you, because you know your identity by now. You know who you are. So
finally,
yeah. But it's for all of us. It's a journey, you know. But how do you not let the hate or the bigotry not lose the beautiful soul that you are inside?
That starts with my own head. It starts with telling, like, all the terrible. It's like, what do they call it? Something, confirmation bias.
Oh,
that's
confirmation bias. Oh, okay.
Confirmation bias. If you're looking for bad, you're going to see it. If you're looking for good, you'll see more of that. Oh, so you start with that, and you start with the good in your head. And once I started to realize, hey, I'm a pretty okay person. I'm not only okay, I'm pretty bitchin'. I'm a good. I like me. I actually like me most of the time. And I want to do that all of the time because there's nothing about me not to like. I mean, I'm a little odd sometimes. I'm a crazy cat lady. But all in all, I'm a really good person.
You are.
So when someone says these horrible comments to me now, it's not my confirmation bias. It's like, well, it's like there's that guy on YouTube that says, I hate your blue hair. I'm like, well, I don't have blue hair. So you don't feel hated then, do you? Well, no, because I don't have blue hair. So if you don't believe anything that someone tells you, you can't be offended by it. So it rolls off my back more. And the block button is amazing on social media.
Yes.
Block.
Yes,
and the people that are proud that I've blocked them, it's like, well, great, be proud of that.
It is the best thing to use.
Yeah.
You know, we said earlier that it's been 2 years and 2 months since I've seen you. And I remember 2 years and 2 months.
Wow.
And, you know.
Oh, I was in my depth of hell when I talked to you
last.
last.
I know. When
wow.
we keep saying about 2 years ago, I know so much has changed. I want to ask you, because, you know, as you know, for me, you were the first person that I interviewed after my mother passed away.
Sorry, I just watched Jill grab one of the peanut butter cups.
Jill, you better say something.
I've been dying.
You better say something for her boyfriend. No, I'm just kidding. Take as many
I
as
just
you
want you
want.
to know that your food is being
love it.
very
Oh my
loved
God.
today.
They really love my food. It's all from her cookbook. Indulge, okay? Indulge yourself. Indulge yourself. I want to say, because like it's been 2 years, and 2 months, and you were the first person that I interviewed after my mom passed away, and that was exactly 1 month after. And I couldn't think of anyone else to have someone on our show to start the journey of grieving my mom. And I know for you've been grieving most of your life, and it started in 2016, as you said earlier, with your dad, and in 2019 with your beloved mother, and then in 2020 with your ex-husband,
my son's husband,
Eddie
father.
Van Halen. And so I got to ask you, how are you doing today? In the
And
grief
grieving
journey?
a marriage that I thought I was going to be.
Exactly, that's another grief.
Right,
Yes,
it's a totally different kind of grief, but it's still a grieving of, you know, what you thought you were going to have for the rest of your life, and it's gone.
Gone. You don't have it then.
I mean, it's good that it's gone because
Yeah.
it was toxic, but it's still, it wasn't what I imagined when I,
so they're all
started off
different
on
kinds of, it's like different kinds of grief. It's still grief at the end, but it's like different emotions when you're grieving like your ex-husband, or you're grieving, you know, your mom, your dad, but how are you doing today then?
And grieving, you know, watching Wolfie go through his father's struggle with his, you know, his illness.
Yes.
So all of that, yes, so much better today. Because I did the work. I was really, here was that word again, intentional. I was really intentional with getting healthy mentally. And a lot of that had to do with food as well, because food I thought was always, it's either good food or bad food. I'm a good girl or a bad girl. And it has nothing to do with that. Food is just nutrition to feed your body, period. But when you label food something that makes you feel a certain thing about yourself, that's where it's not good. And that means I'm denying emotions, I'm suppressing emotions, I'm numbing emotions, I don't want to feel something. But emotions are information. And they're there to tell us something. Like, why am I feeling this way? Sometimes, you know how something can pop up in you and you're like, well, that feels weird. Why do I feel weird? You start to try and think about it and walk through it. And there was a point where I thought, well, I can't start crying now because I'm never going to stop crying. I'm going to die from crying. But I haven't. I'm still here. I didn't die. And I've cried a lot of tears. But it's about being intentional with walking through the hell, walking through the emotion, walking through all the feelings, and getting to the other side. Sometimes you can't get to the other side because they're stronger and they're bigger and they're longer. They're from childhood. but you still got to do the work to do it. And the more work you do to do it and get through and understand your emotions, the less you need food or alcohol or gambling or sex or something else to numb what you don't want to feel.
It's so true.
You got to start feeling it.
Yeah, it's so true. I think with my grief therapist, I've been reading a lot of books on grief. It's really been helping me. There's days where I don't want to face it, but I have to face it, and I feel like
Sometimes you don't have
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
you can give yourself a break and can I have 5 minutes without feeling these overwhelming feelings?
Yeah.
I mean, you're in charge, but it's when you try to deny it permanently that things get in trouble.
You said something a while ago, and I wrote it in my journal. You said, "This is really beautiful. Grief lets you sit in the love for that person. You don't remember the bad stuff." That's so true because, my mom and I had such a beautiful. It was the most beautiful relationship in the entire world. I tell you, and we always got along. We got along always. We never had bad fights.
But no one's
Maybe we had
perfect.
disagreements.
No one's perfect.
Exactly. But I don't remember the disagreements.
Yeah.
I only remember the love that I had for my mother and the love that she had for me. It's mind blowing. My brain will constantly think, oh, remember every time you went by mom on Sundays with Patrick, she would open the door and she would have the pasta homemade, everything out in the kitchen. And I think of that smile. I think of
The smell.
the
sense memory.
Yes. I just think of that. It's just so that is so true. And I don't know. It's in my journal, and I really love that. So it's just thank you for being so open.
Thank you.
Because you being open with your grief journey, really, you have no idea how many people it helps when you talk about it. And you did that in this book enough already. So I remember, and that was life-changing for me. So
Thank you.
No, thank you.
You're so kind. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
I love you so much.
Oh, you're a sweetie pie.
Okay, Sarah.
And you're a great cook.
Oh, did you hear that, America?
Great cook.
Now you talk about your book tour. This is, for me, I feel like it's one of your biggest book tours you've ever been
It
on.
is.
But
It actually
right?
is, yes.
You already started it. And what I think is so beautiful is April 15, you're going to be at the All Saints in Pasadena. That's one of your books. And I love that place because that's where my husband and I got married.
Stop.
Yeah, that's where we got married. Ed Bacon married us in that church. And when I saw, oh my gosh, she's going to be that. And it's also the day before my mom's birthday.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so and technically in Italy it will be her birthday when you do the book signing that evening. So I just feel like, the signs, you've talked about signs when you see a flock of birds, that Eddie sent you when you were putting out that book. I remember reading that. And so it's like, pay attention to those signs. And I feel like that's a sign really for me. You being here, you're going to be at All Saints that day. It's just so special and so beautiful.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Oh, when I walk in there, I can think of you guys.
I love it so much.
I can think of you both.
Okay, and lastly now, I want everybody to know that, first I want to show you real quickly, this is so big, your son, because you talk about him all the time. Your social media handles are Wolfie's mom. Since 2009, I think?
Yes, it's 2009. I was Wolfie's mom, and Wolfie was what in 2009?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't count.
Young.
He was very
little
young.
boy.
Yes,
He just celebrated his birthday last month, right?
He's the 33-year-old man.
So, okay, yeah.
He's not my little boy anymore.
Right. But this was such a big moment, I have to say, because we were so excited on the Oscar. Wolfie and Slashy, they're on tour right now. But this was such a big moment. This was such.
Just look at my baby boy.
Oscar nominated, Grammy nominated.
I mean, come on.
Life is pretty magical.
I'm so proud of him. And he was so nervous. And he keeps being thrown these incredible opportunities. This came up out of the blue, out of nowhere. And they had to move a lot of stuff around so he could be there.
Wow.
And he does these things, and he's got such grace under pressure. And I'm like, where did you learn that? You're such an amazing young man. I'm so proud. Oh, look at him!
Yes. This is such a big moment.
And Ryan Gosling killed it. Oh,
yes,
I need that picture, darling.
You're gonna get it.
I love that picture.
I was thinking, I can imagine his father, how proud. They say that they see. But if you say physically...
But it's not the same thing, because I can't look at Ed and go, look
exactly.
at that boy.
What does he say? He's excited, he's so proud, but if he can only have been here, he's so proud, but he was like, God, that's our son. He would say, Valerie, that's our son.
Yep.
Look what we created.
Oh, he would be saying it differently than that.
Well, how would he say it? You can't just say that. How would he say it then?
That's your fucking boy, man.
We know it's on YouTube. It's okay. Okay, so then I want everybody to know that it's going to be on stands this Friday, but this will be out next week. You're on the front cover of People magazine, which is a big deal. I mean,
wow. That's a great cover.
It's amazing.
I'm really happy with that.
Amazing.
I'm happy with that.
So am I.
That's a funny headline, though.
I won't say you've been on the cover for decades. We'll say for years.
It's decades.
Decades. And look how good she looks.
1980 something, I think, was my first cover.
Oh my God. So we have, I think, the second or third one. This was 1981.
Yep.
This one. Okay. Yep. I mean, to me, honestly, you age so beautiful. Listen, take this in, Valerie. Take this in. You ate so beautifully because you look, I mean, you really pretty much look the same, okay?
Oh, stop it.
Oh, stop it. You just say thank you, Paolo.
Thank you, Paolo.
You're welcome. Okay, so, but I have to ask you this. I'm going to ask you this.
I like this one better.
Okay, so.
I like this person better. This person.
Tell me why.
She was, oh, you sweet little girl. She was a little lost, and she was really trying to find her way in a very confusing, crazy world. And a lot of shit was coming at her, and she didn't know how to take it all. But I'm glad she's grown into this woman. I hate talking about myself in the third person, but it looks like that girl from 1981 is someone I don't even recognize any longer. I mean, I kind of see a glimmer of me in there, but I am such a different person. Maybe different isn't the right word. Maybe I've grown into the person I was always meant to be, but I never had the strength or the confidence to do it.
I have to agree, just reading all your books, your memoirs, you know, your third cookbook, I feel like you have grown, and like you did so much work to get to this place. I do, and I like
her
too.
now, and that's a hard thing to say.
It is.
It's a really hard thing to say, but I really do like her.
Oh, I like her too so much. And her is sitting right next to me. Okay, so we have to give you something because we're celebrating.
You made my food.
I know, and she likes it. I keep saying she likes it.
It's so good.
Okay, so we have a little something for you, just because we're so excited. No, we have to do this. Something special for you because you truly have helped so many people out there with your books, with you being so raw and honest on social media. I love you for that so much. I mean, you just talking about like you grieving and stuff, and that book really was life-changing for me. You really helped me, and I know if you've helped me, you know how many people you've helped out there, so this is for you, okay?
Because Jesus. Oh my God, you are incredibly way too generous. Stop it. What?
So there's two things in it, yeah.
Oh, stop! Stop! Are you kidding me? Oh my God! Wait, I now have to put my glasses on. I have to put my glasses on.
Yeah, I want you to read, then you'll see it, yeah.
Indulge. Oh my God! It says indulge! That's amazing! Oh, you're the flippin' best. Oh, you're so good.
You're welcome.
This is crazy. Do you think they work?
They better work.
I mean, they're so beautiful.
I go, this really works.
Oh my God, because it's so beautiful. Do I want to use it?
She said, no, you tell Valerie to go to anyone in LA and she could return it. I'm like, okay,
no,
it better work.
Oh no.
It does have
you know what? What I'm going to do is frame these.
Oh my God, that makes me so happy.
That's what I'm going to do. These aren't going to be used. They're absolutely beautiful. You're so kind.
No.
You both are so kind. Stop!
Well, it's just our way of saying congratulations on your third cookbook. It's a must for everyone. It's one of the most beautiful cookbooks. I had so much joy. I got up yesterday at 4 a.m. I did the desserts, what you see over there.
Unbelievable.
But you know when you love something so much, you don't even see it as work. You see it as joy. Like I wasn't like in the kitchen like my nonna in Italy, like, questo cosa, mamma mi sono stanca, ma perché sta facendo così? No, I was like joy. Like this is like, we're gonna get to interview Valerie tomorrow and I get to make recipes from her cookbook. Like it's just like this is a moment that we take, my husband and I, and we love it. So thank you for saying yes. Thank you for being on our show. I hope everyone goes out there and indulges in your book because it really is such a beautiful cookbook.
You are the sweetest man in the world. Oh. You really, I mean, you found each other. I mean, it's just, that's magical. I mean, you're such a great team. I don't know what to say. I can't thank you enough.
Thank you. You remind me of my mom because you're such a sweet soul. Like I know how much you care for your son. I mean, the world knows it. And seeing you sitting here, you're here and everything just reminds me of my mom. And it's just, I don't know. I feel like I asked you before you all were down there. Patrick came to get you. I said, Mom, be here with us. And I know she's here with us because I know how much she loved you. So yeah, this is a special moment. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, everybody stop what you're doing. Okay, go get your book wherever books are sold and get Indulge. I love it. I love you, Valerie. Thank you so much, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
We'll just do this again every 2 years, or maybe sooner.
Okay, did you hear that, Jill? Every 2 years. Right now. Like, no way. Okay, I love you guys. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just didn't want you to cook over here. I'm like, you've been cooking in all these other shows. I'm like, she ain't gonna come here and cook.
But seriously, like you aced it. Of course you did. You're an amazing cook.
Oh, wait, thank you so much. Oh, it's because of my mom. It's because of my mom. Okay.